Here at Sony, our goal is not to blur the lines between console generations, which is what we're actually doing. Our goal is to bring the PlayStation 4 experience to new heights. Now, as CEO, Executive Chief Design Officer, President, whatever, Mark Cerny, me that I am proud to announce to you the latest in big mecha console technology, the PS4 Pro. First up, PlayStation 4 Slim is now $299, same price as the Xbox One S. Everybody's getting HDR capabilities, so even the old PlayStation 4s will get a firmware update to let them use HDR. HDR is high dynamic color range, which basically means, like, instead of light green, middle green, dark green, you get, like, light green 1, light green 2, light green 3. It's essentially adding more Crayola crayons to your box. It didn't show very well over a stream. It looks like all it did is add a bunch of lens flare, which I don't want, but, I mean, you don't have to sell me, because colors are always better. I like vibrance, I like contrast, so that's good. PlayStation 4 Neo is now the PlayStation 4 Pro. It is surprisingly cheap at $399. It is the original price that the PlayStation 4 was when it launched. Going for 4K gaming and HDR, kind of like the Xbox Scorpio. But it is, like, outrageously cheap, so everybody's up in arms about, like, how weak is this console? So they've said it's got 4-point-something teraflops of computing power. You're just like, hey, Wesley, shouldn't you know the exact number? Like, aren't you going to do your research? I'm like, well, I would, but teraflops aren't even an exact measurement of anything, so who cares? But for reference, the original PS4 was like 1-point-something teraflops. This PS4 Pro is jumping up to 4, so that's almost 3 times the computing power, again, supposedly, because there's more to it than that, for only $100 more, for almost the same price, actually. So this is where everybody's scratching their heads and going, what? That doesn't make sense. This all but confirms our suspicion that the 4K is going to be super shitty scaled down 4K, which is disappointing. The Xbox Scorpio has 6 teraflops of power, so since you're both doing 4K and you're both doing HDR, now it's just going to look like the Xbox Scorpio is objectively better. If they were heading in different directions and trying different things, that'd be one thing, but they're both shooting for 4K, and people are going like, why would I get the PS4 Pro then? Why would I get Xbox Scorpio? So, also, the PS4K does not come with a 4K Blu-ray player like the Xbox One S did, which is strange because, you know, Sony freaking owns Blu-ray. They said it was to keep the cost down. Whatever. PlayStation 4 Pro is also dropping in November. That's in like 2 months, whereas Scorpio's taken another year. So whereas Scorpio is clearly just a next-gen console that they're trying to make it sound like it's not a next-gen console, PS4 Pro is more of a PS4.5. I don't have a 4K TV. I don't care about 4K at the moment anyway. I mean, I'll upgrade eventually, but most other people don't have 4K. 4K is still new and big. And if you look at the comments on a lot of these PS4 Pro YouTube videos, a lot of people seem to not care about 4K. With like, give us 1080p 60 frames per second. And that's my point as well. Why are you shooting for 4K when we can't even do 1080p yet? Here's what's promising about the PS4 Pro, though. It says, unlike Phil Spencer, who's like, if you don't have a 4K TV, piss off, Xbox Scorpio isn't for you, PlayStation acknowledged that it will have added benefits to HD TVs as well. Seemingly more benefits, because obviously if you're running at a lower resolution, that takes less power, and you can put that power elsewhere. So the 1080p version of the game will look better than the 4K version of the game. That's something I'm okay with, and that's something that I want. If I can run The Witcher 3, or not The Witcher 3, how about a game I still play? If I can run Fallout 4 in 1080p, 60 frames per second on the PS4 Pro with some added textures and stuff here, that'd be great. What concerns me, though, is that Sony's making it like they're leaving it up to the developers where they want to put their computing power. It's like you can focus on increased frame rates, you can focus on higher resolution, or you can focus on, like, actual graphics fidelity themselves. I don't like that. I want everything to be 60 frames per second. I think it should be up to the players if you want higher frame rate, higher resolution, or better graphics, pick 2. Like, is it really that unrealistic to make a couple different versions of the games, like higher frame rate mode, higher resolution mode, higher graphics mode? I mean, hello, it's called PC. It's been done before. I gotta say, though, that $399 price point is surprisingly cheap, though. Like, that's the biggest selling point, is that this is gonna be very, very accessible and readily available to people, like, now. This is gonna be a better PS4, and at the end of the day, that is kind of what I want. As of right now, I'm probably gonna get it. I'm gonna sell my old PS4 to GameStop and get, like, you know, $1.50. I want better graphics. I want 1080p 60 FPS. I want to still be able to use the features of a console, and I'm willing to upgrade $400 for that. It's just the whole 4K thing doesn't make a lot of sense to me. They were talking about they're using like double 2x2 pixel things to 4x4, so they're like doing a checkerboard thing to make like half a 4K and then upscaling it essentially. It's like, who wants half upscaled 4K at 30 frames per second? Isn't that going to look terrible on a 4K TV? I don't get it. Shooting for 4K at $399 is crazy. High-end $2,000 PCs have trouble with 4K. But if we get better looking games in 1080p running at smooth 60 frames per second, I will be happy, because I think that's what we should have got when the damn PS4 launched. This does clear things up now, because PS4 Pro has set itself apart from Xbox Scorpio, and it's coming first, so. I'll throw up a quick poll here and ask you if you're going to plan on getting the PS4 Pro. No, I'm going to stay and wait for the next console generation. You're going to get Xbox Scorpio, you already have an Xbox One Slim, or you're a PC gamer, or they limit me to 5 options, so I'll make it work. Thank you for watching, goodbye, and God bless.